Hey yo, we're back. We got our first commentary video. I'm not gonna lie, I just spent the past 15 minutes recording this video only to find out that my headset was not connected to the OBS service that I'm using. So I'm a little bit pissed. But we're gonna go ahead and redo this anyways, because I love you guys. And I want to have this like recorded before Verdansk comes out. So essentially that's why I loaded up this game to begin with, is to get used to all the mechanics in Battle Royale rather than just Resurgence. I want to have like an actual grasp on playing the game for when the map comes out, and not just be like one of the plebs who gets murked off rip over and over and over again. But as you can see, I would be a mark to say the least. I'm still out here using old strats, picking up scavengers to get the money for the loadout, going straight for UAVs and all that. But we spent a decent amount of time in this first match literally just looting, trying to get money, and I'm like, we have looted at least 3 or 4 crates by now, and we have like no money, and I have no idea why. But we did get a self revive off the rip, which was not exactly the most useful thing, but we did enjoy having that. It's like somewhat necessary in solos, because if you get sniped once, you're out of the game, or at least you're in the gulag if you haven't died already, if the gulag is even open. But each one of these, I'm getting like 250, 250, 250. I'm like, okay, so there's not a ton of money to go around unless I'm just getting very, very, very unlucky. And I would usually never go up a ladder, but I felt like this was the only way up, so I went ahead and did it. And I think I was right about that. Uh, I know that these util, these little utility things that help you get up in the sky are super useful for rotating, so I just go ahead and pop one and took one to the next scavenger. Also, like I can't hold both of them like I used to be able to, and I think that was not Modern Warfare Warzone 1, but the second one. You can just put a ton of shit in your backpack. Very useful, but at the same time, it was kind of toxic because people would just carry a ton of precision airstrikes or a ton of clusters, and if they knew where you were not getting out. But that's when the game was a lot slower, and I'm still used to playing like that a little bit, so I've got a lot to learn, at least. But at this point in the game, I'm like, please do not have someone camping this buy station. I am just trying to get my loadout so I can go hunt people. Please don't have someone sitting in this building. But if you know my luck, I was not lucky enough for that to be true. You can already hear the footsteps. And I'm gonna let you guys guess what happens to me at the end of this. I get my loadout. Well, at least I throw my loadout. And start heading towards it. I'm looking for the guy. But I'm not even close to like entering the building. There's doors everywhere. And he could be anywhere. And there he is, on top of the roof, right before I could get back to cover. Big trapper. You got me. And I'm gonna skip a little bit of this because we were in the gulag just waiting for a decent amount of time. We got 2 rounds until we fight. But I was gonna say the gulag used to be like a notoriety Jesus Christ, a notable point of Warzone. Like you went to the gulag, you weren't upset. You were just like, okay, let's see if I win my one. And then if you win, you're like W. If not, you're like on to the next one. But I didn't actually play a ton of solos, so I can't say that too much when it comes to what the gulag was like in solos back then. But I know skill-based matchmaking makes the gulag a little bit weird. And speaking of skill-based, I'm gonna say right now, I'm pretty sure this was a bot lobby. Considering this is my first time playing Battle Royale in months, pretty much since Warzone 3 came out. Well, since Warzone 3 came out on Black Ops 6. Because I think that was the first time I actually played this map uh, recently, if you want to call it that. But I went ahead and dropped back on my loadout, just praying he was not still there. I think honestly I was completely fine either way with whichever happened. Like if he was still here camping, I'd be like, okay, he's a bitch. And then just go ahead and take my L and move on. But we spent a little bit of time looting. I'm like, if I was AKA this YouTuber, what would I be doing right now? So I went ahead and start looting some more, get some money for plates, get some money for UAV, and start my hunting. That's all I know how to do. but it was actually a while before we made enough money to. This is me changing up on my settings. Before I did not have the tactical sprint unlocked. Not unlocked. What the hell? It would be so trash if you had to unlock settings. Jesus Christ. I was gonna say, the tactical sprint was not like on automatic, so I would have to actually press the tactical sprint each time. But on my way into circle, I'm seeing a dude on top of his roof. I'm like, how can I get up to this roof without him just camping the stairs? Because I know if I would have started like running up those stairs, he would have been like, oh yeah, free kill. But I'm like, okay, I've got this recon drone so I can watch where he goes. Maybe he'll drop down. Because I know I'm not going up. But I left it there, hoping it would ping him for afterwards. I see the PDS and I'm like thinking about taking it. But at the same time, I know I can get shot out of the sky pretty easily with that, and I'm not comfortable using it too much. But I changed my mind halfway up going up the stairs. I'm like, fuck it, let's just try it. And by that time, I think he's long gone. Yeah. But we look over to the next building, start looking around for a little bit, still couldn't find him. I looked in the stairs a little bit too, couldn't find him. But I still had someone on that proximity chat, so I know someone's close. Based on the plane that I saw earlier, I know there's got to be a ton of people who landed downtown. There's only 50 something people left already in the second zone. Sign number 2 that this is a ball lobby. So I'm trying to make the most of it, but I literally don't know how to play the game. It's like like hopping back on the old game that you used to love, and you're just not as good as you were anymore. I think the saying for that is you're washed. But I'm trying to get dried so I can get back into this bitch. But there's still so much I have to learn. Like this game compared to what it used to be is so different. Like I can't even tell you about all the things that are different because I still have so much to learn. There was no portable radar back then. There was no heartbeat sensor in your field upgrade. It was just tactical. You know what I mean? Everything was so different. But I threw that little radar down looking for people on my map. I think it pinged one time and I missed it, but there was someone behind me. But I see it again and I do turn around. I'm like, okay, I think there's a fight going on back here. Maybe I can get myself into it, get some kills. But I know I forgot something I was talking about earlier. That's just gonna happen. My memory is not the greatest, to say the least. And I think there was a sniper scope all the way out there. I think that's the second guy that this guy was fighting. That's super close to me. But he got sniped, I think, in the head by that one-shot sniper. And I just gave him his free kill, pretty much. This is me looking around for him because I never saw the sniper when I was playing. My visibility is like way lower than I think it is. Like my ability to just see a target and just feel like that's a guy. It's not as great as it used to be. But I spent a decent amount of time looking for this guy and did never find him because obviously he was like way up in the building. But eventually I think he rotates and he snipes at me and here it comes. Thank God he misses his shot because that would have been either me dead or me lost all my plates. Then I get not third party because he doesn't even realize I'm there, but brought on by another human being. I'm kind of waiting for him to move around, see if I can get him. I have no idea what his plan was, because if he went up that ladder, he was dead anyways. He needed to turn around and try and reposition, but again, I think this is a wild obvious that I was kill number 2. And now I'm waiting and waiting for that first guy to leave his building and come towards me and come get his kill. 'Cause that's what I'm thinking I'm doing if I'm him. But at the same time, I'm like, that isn't even the best idea. I gotta reposition and get around me and not just go straight towards me because that gas is right on my ass. If I mess up once, it's up. And I see him, I don't think he sees me, so I just start moving up. All of a sudden, I start hearing footsteps. I'm like, fuck, that's a whole other guy. My gun's not even reloaded. Of course, I have like way more than enough bullets to kill this guy, but it's best still to be reloaded like fully for when I miss shots like that. And he's still not reloading. I used to be the guy who's like, yo, plate up, plate up, plate up, make sure you're plated. And now I'm not even reloading my gun. That's what I mean. I'm just so like antsy. It was cool to see that guy just walking though. Like, one made a point, and it's like once you're actually playing Verdansk and you're like into it, you're not gonna have people who are just bad at the game that you can just get free kills on. Everyone's gonna be like slide canceling around, throwing impact grenades, all types of shit like this. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. But I'm gonna enjoy whatever I can, and I'm hoping I can get as many bot lives as possible. Cause fuck you want me to do? Sweat all the time? Fuck that shit. I can sweat half the time. The other time I'm chilling. Please, we gotta have like a decent ranked mode that doesn't have a ton of cheaters and hackers and shit like that. So, but this is a pretty easy kill. I knew he was coming for me. I just went for him a little bit later. This was that same guy that I was waiting on earlier. But after a few moments, I went ahead and pushed the guy that was on the tower. But I think he left like pretty soon, and I never saw him leave because I couldn't see him. All these buildings were obstructed by vision. Yeah, sorry if I sound a little bit sick. I'm like a little bit nasally today. But I went up here. This was not the greatest move if he was still up here, but I know I need to rotate, and this is definitely the best way to do it because I have like 10 seconds left before I need to get a decent like distance away. But once I get to dock, that's where this kind of picks up a little bit. Because right now I'm still like 5 kills in the 4 circle, and that is not a gameplay that I would post. But either way, this is starting like a road to Verdansk. I think I want to do at least 1 or 2 videos on Warzone per week and just name them like Road to Verdansk Part 1, Part 2, Part 3 until the actual day comes out. Because we only have like 3 weeks until it's out, and I need to find a team to play with. So I got some work to do. This guy almost killed me. I would have been so upset because I still don't have a self revive. With all this money in my pocket, no self revive. But I went ahead and re-rotated. I'm like, let me get some high ground, see if I can see some people moving in. Because with all that distance between where I just was and where I am, I know that there's at least a few people trying to get into zone. Because the plane was literally from the bottom half of the map to the other bottom half of the map. So no one could be at the very top. And if they were, they were long gone anyways. There was no way I could get to them. But this guy was lacing the fuck out of me. He broke my plates and he would have left me one shot had I not played it up. But I got that headshot. Easy. And I keep hearing these explosions go off. I'm like, who is throwing Simtexes? But if you notice on the mini map, someone's shooting at me with a crossbow. I just never saw him until like much later. But I look over here and I feel like this is another example where my visibility is just not as good as it used to be. Like you can see him prone on top of the building right now. Kind of moving around a little bit. But I'm focused on other shit. He misses his last crossbow. I hit him once, hit him twice, and he's gone. Koompa Loompa. Oh, Koompa Poo. Never mind. I thought it said Koompa Loompa. I got old man eyes now. That's a joke. But I want to push towards that other guy that I saw. That was kind of far. For 2 reasons. One, I want more kills. And 2, the buy station is that way. And if I don't use a buy station now, I might never get a chance to use one. So I'm like, I think it's time to go. I think it's time to go. Alright, I go ahead and fly over. I see something on my proc chat, so I know there's somebody nearby me. But I'm not seeing him on my little heartbeat sensor. So I know he's not in that building. And now I found out exactly where he is. But I want to go through this other building instead, just so I'm not like running straight through. And I'm like, who would be setting up blast traps in this building unless there's someone in there? And they peek me before I'm like fully ready, honestly. But I bought myself a second gas mask. Go ahead and loot him for his plates instead of buying more. And honestly, I should have bought a self-revive here, but I think I was scared that the gas would like do way more damage than I thought it would. But I see these other two guys fighting, and I'm like definitely gonna third party this. See if I can get from 9 to 11 really quickly. And this one I definitely should have started out with my sniper, but we cleaned it up pretty quick, so it's really not that big of a deal. And now I know that other guy is just waiting on me to come up this hill, so I'm like, I gotta think of something. I can't just run straight at this guy. So I just move left, just rotate around him, keep moving with the zone. And now I'm like completely to his right side. I had one shot at this and I kind of blew it. Aimed way too high. Those are the shots that I'm like, come on. I almost call myself play game. If you know, you know. But you gotta hit those. Those are the easy ones. But I see him, he's like already hundreds of meters away. Not literally, but it feels like it. And I'm getting shot in my ass. I'm like, what the fuck? Where did you come from? How did you get there? I just looked over there. I couldn't play it up all the way, but I knew I had to like chow him, so I just moved a little bit to the left and got a little element of surprise on him, just like the tiniest amount, and it worked out. So at this point, I'm like, there's got to be someone else this way. There's no way I'm getting snug up again. But as I start to feel this way, I'm like, okay, I'm kind of just giving into fear here. There's not actually someone else. If there was, that guy that just almost killed me would have cleared him out. So I'm like, let me just keep doing what I was doing. Get back to this building, see if that guy is still there. That just ran away from me the first time. But I'm seeing that buy station. I'm like, if I can get like complete dominance over that, that will help me out a shit ton. And now I know for sure he's still in there. And I have a fresh gas mask. I don't know why that crossbow is so popular. I know it's strong, but it's just not for me. And this was one of the sloppiest fights I got into this game. But it worked out. He didn't touch me. And now I have access to the buy station. And instead of buying a freaking self revive, I just buy more UAVs. Which is like probably the most like, I don't know, it's definitely helpful to have UAVs, but it's also very risky to not have a self revive. Like right here, if I was closer to that blast trap, I would have just lost to a person who was I already killed. So I don't know. Definitely not the like best decision making, if you know what I mean. But now I finally buy the self revive with 3 people left in the game, and I know where everyone is because of Bird's Eye. Something I only know about because of Iceman Isaac. Hashtag shout out from the bottom. But it's also one of the only reasons why I'm playing Battle Royale to begin with. Learning from him. But I'm like waiting for this guy to pop out. I know he's just waiting for zones. So I'm like, okay, maybe I can get one of these other two. Because they started fighting. And the fight ended relatively quick. All that gas in the way kind of messed with me. But not so much to where I couldn't push up. I see a little bit ahead. And I take it. But this was a very easy match, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I was mainly worried about rotating into zone more than I was like getting killed from behind and stuff like that. I hit him one time. He hits me a lot more, I think. I start plating up and he dies to gas. So that was my first Warzone game since pretty much Black Ops 6 version of Warzone came out. But it went a lot different than I thought it might. I definitely thought I was just gonna like land in, get a few kills, and then get laced in my ass by someone like slide canceling and shit like that. But I got a pretty decent lobby, pretty decent. But either way, I'm still looking forward to Verdansk. This is just part one of the road to Verdansk, and there's gonna be more battle royale and resurgence gameplay coming out soon. So if you enjoyed, hope you leave a like. And if you want more of these like commentary like gameplays instead of me actually like live playing, leave a comment and let me know. If you're not subbed already, please do. Helps a lot. I promise you do. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.